I was talking to some students recently about internships. They were in high school and they were in college, and for whatever reason, they just didn't see the importance of having an internship. So that prompted this video. This is a different conversation with Coach A.T. Moore. So internships, I mean, where do I start? If I had not done an internship while I was in high school and in college, I probably would have entered into a career field that after completing college, I would have hated. When I was in high school, doing an internship was a requirement. It was definitely a requirement when I was in college. For whatever reason, I loved news anchors, people being in front of the camera. And I thought that I wanted to enter into a career doing that for a living. And so my senior year, I had the opportunity to do an internship locally in my city. And I did an internship at a news station, Channel 7, and found out all about being a news anchor, being in front of the camera, the ins and outs of what that job entails. And I have to be honest, I absolutely hated it. What looked glamorous from the outside looking in was no longer as glamorous once I was in the environment, once I observed all the other things that are involved with that particular job description. And so I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to do that, because had I not, guess what I would have gone to school for? Exactly. I also thought that I wanted to be a lawyer. And so during the summer, I did a full internship at a law firm and absolutely hated it. Now, there were some parts of the job that I loved, but there were some that I did not. And what I did not like outweighed what I did. And that made me decide, you know what? Going to law school is something that I don't think I want to do. Had I not done the internship, guess what I would have done? I would have entered into law school and had wasted a lot of time and money pursuing a career that I thought I wanted. So then when I got to college, I was still trying to figure it out. I went to college for broadcast journalism, and my undergrad, I went to school in New Orleans. And my junior, I think it was my junior or senior, I'm not sure. It was a requirement that you had to do an internship in order to graduate. And I had waited to the last minute and I had not secured an internship. And so my professor helped me out a little bit, because one of their former students was currently working at a radio station locally in New Orleans. And they set up the interview for me to go try to get an internship. I never even considered radio. But I did the interview, ended up getting the opportunity to internship at one of the best radio stations in New Orleans. My internship was twofold, because I actually got to work in every department. So I worked with the radio personalities, the people that are actually on the air, and then I worked with the sales team, and then I worked in production, and I worked in promotions. And so by the time I finished my internship, they hired me to be a on-air personality. And since I had worked in all of the departments, I had like a dual job. I was hired to do on-air work as an on-air radio personality, and I also was hired to work in the promotions department. I would have never even gotten the opportunity had I not have done the internship. I would have never have even known about the radio industry had I not have been forced to do an internship. Let's go back a little bit. For those of you who are watching that are hesitant about internships, have never heard of an internship, or just never really thought beyond the idea that, oh, you want me to work for free, I wanna give you another way to look at internships. It's a way for you to get access to a career field before you spend a lot of time and money pursuing it. It allows you to see the ins and outs, ask questions, and observe. Because if you enter into college pursuing a career field that you have observed from the outside looking in, you're gonna miss a lot of the details of the ins and outs of that job. And to spend 4 years pursuing a career that you have never even got a chance to observe is kind of dangerous. and a total waste of time. To complete your college to career and you have this degree, right? And now you are entering into the workforce and now you realize this is not what you want to do. And so if you're in high school or if you are a parent watching, I want you to be more intentional about pursuing internships. Now, internships normally happen your senior year. That means you're gonna need to have room in your schedule in order to have an internship. Typically you want your schedule to be so that you have the end of the day off. Now, a lot of schools have block scheduling, and they have 8A, B days. And so if you work with your counselor, whoever does your schedule, and you are interested in pursuing an internship, make sure that you have the end of your day open and available to allow for an internship. Now, I was trying to help my niece get an internship, and I was told the school does not really provide internships. Now, when I was in school, they kind of did. They had relationships with different companies, organizations, jobs that provided internships for students. For whatever reason, now that's not the case. But that shouldn't deter you from trying to pursue an internship. It just means that you're gonna have to do the brunt of the work, and that just takes some research. So what you can do is, in order to take the initiative and be intentional, figure out what it is you enjoy doing. Forget the title of a career. What do you enjoy doing in your spare time? If you are planning on going to college, what are you interested in studying? If you have no idea, then just start with some things that you are considering studying, and then try to get an internship. Go online to their website. See if you know anyone that knows somebody, okay? It's all about relationships, and it's all about taking the initiative. And a lot of companies welcome internships. Now, a lot of them do it because, I'm just gonna be honest, it's free labor. But beyond what their reason for providing the internship, don't miss the point of why you're doing the internship. You're doing the internship to decide if this is a career that you want to do long term. You're just doing it for intel. I know there's only 24 hours in a day. And so if you get an opportunity to work or intern, you're probably gonna wanna choose working because that gets you money. But I want you to think broader, okay? Think about possibly not working, but taking 1 or maybe 2 days a week and interning during those days. You don't have to intern for the whole day. It could be a 2 or 3 hour internship. Just something that allows you an opportunity to get a foot in the door and gain some insight that you would only get inside of the office or inside of the building. What ended up happening in my situation, once I had graduated college, undergrad, I decided after working for the radio station in New Orleans, WYLD, I wanted to go to grad school. And after doing some research, I found a school in Miami that kind of had the degree that I wanted to pursue. But by that time, I had fallen in love with radio, and I really wanted to continue working in the radio business. So what did I do? I started looking at radio stations that were in Miami that were hiring. And let me tell you about the power of relationships. Because I had interned in New Orleans and had built some really good relationships, and I had a really good reputation and a strong work ethic, they had observed this. Someone at the radio station, I can't remember who, knew someone at the radio station that I was applying for in Miami. And you know what they did? They put in a good word, and that word got me an interview. So when I went to the interview, I was hired. They originally wanted to hire me just to be on air. But once they looked at my resume and saw that when I worked in New Orleans, I had worked on air and in the promotions department, during my interview with the program director, the promotions director came in and found out just through conversation that I had worked in promotions in New Orleans. And so I actually got hired to do both. I was hired as a on-air personality, and I was hired as a program coordinator, all because of an internship that I didn't even want to do in a field that I didn't even know existed, right? And so I just want to tell you that there is power in internship if you can just get past that you don't get paid for it. Now, there are some internships that do pay. There are absolutely some internships that do pay. So those are out there. They're very rare, but they are out there. College, you have to do. I don't know if you can graduate college without doing an internship in some fields. Now, I could be wrong. So I don't want to speak fact on that, but I don't know if you can graduate college without doing an internship. And so be proactive, because when you get in college, those internships become harder to get. The other thing about getting an internship when you're in college, when you graduate, everyone wants to get a job. Everyone. When you interned and you did a good job, your work ethic was on par, you built a lot of good relationships, you showed up on time, you did all the things, right? When you establish those relationships and you have fulfilled your requirement for your internship and you graduated and now you are coming back in looking for employment, your resume carries a higher weight than a nameless resume. And what do I mean when I say nameless resume? What I mean is companies get a lot of resumes that come across their desks or LinkedIn or online that just have a name and no face. If you have done an internship for the company or organization while you were in college, and doing that internship made you confirmed that this is the career that you want to pursue when you get out of college, then now once you graduate, you can go back in and apply for a position. And because they are already familiar with you and they know your work ethic, the chances of you getting the job over a faceless resume is in your favor. So there's just so many different reasons to pursue an internship. But let me just also say this. I know that there might not be, you might want to do an internship, but there might not be opportunities for you to do an internship, right? So we got to get creative. So what are some ways that you can do, that you can get insight or information about a career that you are trying to pursue when an internship is not available? You've done the research, you've called the companies, you've emailed them, you've done all the things to try to gain entry into this career by offering your time for free in order to learn. If that's your situation, we got to start thinking outside of the box. Is there anybody that will allow you to shadow them? What do I mean by shadow? Just come in maybe a week or two, couple of hours a day, just observing what they do in and out during the day. And then while you are observing them, then you ask questions. Do this on a daily basis. Another option is to see if there are any virtual opportunities. Now, virtual opportunities are not going to work in every career field, so let's just be honest. So that might not be an option, but it's something that you should definitely pursue or consider. So I hope this conversation kind of helped you rethink internships, want to pursue an internship. If anyone watching actually did do an internship, after you completed the internship, did it make you want to actually pursue the career, or did it make you want to pivot and do something else? Leave that in the comments. I'd be curious. And if someone never did an internship, never had the opportunity, or never even thought about doing it, if you were in a current career, do you think that an internship would have changed the outcome of where you are right now? Leave that in the comments. This is Coach A.T. Moore, and this is a different conversation. Thanks for watching.